So today we'll learn about Java encapsulation and about the Java packages and also about Java modifiers. So coming to Java packages first. So what is a package? When I say a package in Java, it is related to group of classes. So there are certain classes like animal and dog, pig, and everything. So all this type of classes we will put it in one package and we name it as jungle. So we'll have such type of group related classes which are put all together in a package. So this package can be two types. One is built-in packages which comes from directly through Java library, and the other is user-defined packages. We will be able to create our own packages too. So why these packages are mainly useful? These packages are, they when we use packages, they actually help us to avoid the name conflicts and to write it in a better maintainable code. So if we use packages, we can actually write them in a simple code or no, understandable code. So this is how the packages are being used. So coming to the, I'm just putting out the definition there. You can copy paste. So a package in Java is used to group related classes. So classes which are related to each other can be put together in one place, that is known as package. So we can use these packages. We use these packages to avoid the name conflicts and to write a code which is maintainable easily. And packages are actually divided into two types. One is built-in packages and the other is user-defined packages. So what is built-in package? Built-in packages are those packages that are directly available in Java environment, and we directly import them according to our requirement. So if I say I want to import a class, so I use import package, which is package name which is known as class. I've dropped you in the chat box. So this is the package name. This is a built-in package name. Okay, so this package is the import package dot name is the package name which is used for to import a class. So if you want a package, all the packages which are there in Java, you want to import everything, then you can use star. So import package dot name dot star will bring you all those packages that are available in the Java class. So we have all these libraries. Uh, Different type of libraries are present in this complete Java environment. So among these libraries, we have packages as well as classes. So to import a package, we use this import package, and if you want the class, then you can have import package name dot the class name which is used. So this import keyword is the one which is used to get the reference of the packages or classes. So we have different type of packages. I will give you the document where you can understand all those packages. These are just like, these are just for your reference because we don't actually use them anywhere. So, whenever you're trying to use it or whenever you want these packages to be downloaded or imported, you can directly pull down from the names and you can verify it. But there is no need of me explaining you each and every package and their information about it. Okay. or else you can actually, I'll give you a link. So in this link, if you just go there and check, you will have all those package names where what information or what description it is used, you can actually get it from that. So if you want to use beans, you can use java.beans. If you want to use any other font size changes, then you can use java.awt.font. So in that way, you can use these packages according to your need. Okay. So apart from this packages, the next part would be our class. So if you want to import a class, so I said you we use this import dot package name dot name dot class. So that class is something where we want to use a class. So if you want to have a scanner, if you want to scan the variables, right, we do it through a scanner. So for that I have to pull out my scanner class. So what I use, import dot package dot name dot scanner, or import dot java, the package name would be util package. So import dot java dot util dot scanner. So that would be my example for having a class. So this would be my class, import.java.util.scanner. So in this java.util is the package. So when I'm going to that process, first I will have to go to the project name Java. So I'll go to Java, and from that I go to the package name util. So in that util, there is a class written in that where it is known as scanner. Okay, so java.util. From Java, I'll go to util. In that util, I'll search for the class scanner. So this is how this imports works. So to use this scanner class, I have to create an object of that class wherever I'm using my method. I mean, in the methods which I'm doing. So I can directly use the scanner directly. So guys, I'll give you a simple example how we actually use this and all. Suppose you're writing a Java program in which you're having some packages like util is one of the package and beans is one of the package, and your main method would be in another package. So now when you're writing in your main method page, you will write the program as per your requirement. So the first step, you will be required to scan a variable, and of that scanner is available in my first util package. So for that Java page, before starting my public everything, you will write there it as import java.util.scanner. So your program, if your program name is something called project, so you saved your complete Java code as project. So what you will write, you write it as project dot, and you have the util package, so util dot, and your class would be scanner. So if I this is what this would be your path. Okay, so this is how you actually give the flow of the scanner class where it has to go. So in my main method, what I'll write, I directly write scanner. I create an object for the scanner, and I do scanner dot get or scanner dot close, whatever I want. So that is how your packages are to be redirected from the main method wherever you want. Okay, so now my package, if I see in util, I am using only scanner, but if in util itself I have many classes like scanner, printer, showcase, or anything, whatever classes I want, that these all classes are present in util. You can't actually write for each class to get imported, right? So what I do, I write import java dot util dot start. All the package, all the classes which are present in this util will be imported to our code. Whatever it is required, we can directly use them, giving the objects, and we can directly use them. This is a built-in packages. These are all java.util or whatever are built-in packages. So now, as I said, you the project or whatever you're creating, and you want to create a special class for that, that those are known as user-defined packages. So to create the user-defined packages, what you'll have to do is you have to have your main file name, that is known as your root file name, and then from root file you will have to search where your main package is present. So where you called it as a package of my mine package, so your package, and from that package you will have to go to your class. Okay, this class, I mean, that class project would be named under the java name, I mean, as a java file. So this is how your path will be given. If it is your user defined session, if you want to define it on your own, then you have to find your file, from file to your package name, from package name to your java class, and from your java file, and from your java file to your class. So this is how your user defined packages will be defined. Okay, so this is about Java packages. Now coming to Java modifiers. In Java modifiers, we are actually known with the word public, right? Public keyword that almost appears in all our examples, or in all our projects. So this public keyword we actually use as a access modifier for which is like an access level for all the classes, attributes, method, constructor, objects. For everything, if you use this public, it is a common access modifier, so it gives access to everyone. There is no restrictions if you use public. So again, this type of public keyword or the access modifiers are divided into two groups. So access modifiers and non-access modifiers. So access modifiers gives control access level, where it wants, where it has to be there, and where we can reject it or where we can restrict it. Everything can be given in access modifiers. Whereas uh, non-access modifiers do not have any control access level. So functionality can be given in the known ways. So access modifiers, it controls the access level, but non-access modifiers do not control the access level, but it gives the functionality. So we generally have public, private, protected as our modifiers. So for classes, we use only public. We don't use private or protected. But for attributes or methods or constructors, whatever we want, we can declare them either public or private or protected. We even have default also. So under default, we don't declare anything. We just simply give the name, but this is accessible by all the classes and in the same package. So this is about the modifiers, access modifiers. So public, private, protected are examples of access modifiers. The non-access modifiers are something related to final and abstract. Final and abstract can be like either can be used. Both cannot be used at the same time. So final and abstract for the classes. As I said, you here in access mode, guys, are you getting any disturbance?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So under classes, you will be given as for access modifiers. Under classes, you will have to use only public. But for access modifiers under attributes or methods or constructors, you can use private, protected, and public. And in non-access modifiers, you use final or abstract for classes, and final, abstract, static, transient, synchronized, and volatile. So these are the keywords that can be used for methods of constructors, like that. So what is final? When we are declaring any class for the final, as we already learned, we cannot inherit by the other class. So if it is the class is declared as final, you cannot inherit that class from the any other classes. And what is abstract? So if a class is declared as an abstract class, then the class cannot be used to create any objects. So you cannot create any objects of the abstract class. So this both we already learned in the last session. So what is final and what is abstract? And coming to the attributes and method, if you declare any attribute or the method as final, it cannot be modified. We cannot modify it. If you give, as I told you last time, if you give a limit to any integer or anything as final, then that cannot take up any other value apart from that. And static. So if you give any attributes or method that are belonging to any of the class, rather than an object, we cannot give any methods or something related to this as static. And abstract, here abstract also it is the same. Can we can does not have a body. Abstract void something we are giving, we does not take the body, but that can be implemented in the child class. Transient, when we are trying to skip something or when you want to do it in a serialized manner, then we use this transient keyword for abstracts or methods. And synchronized are something like it's in a thread. If you are having a thread and you want to use it only once, then you use this keyword as synchronized can be accessed by only one method at a time. And a volatile, as the word says, it cannot be remained permanently. So it is just a read type. So if it is written in the main method, then you can just read it, and you need not have it in saved in the local system. So this is about volatile. So we already have seen the example of final. Uh, you know about the static also, because the static methods, if they are static methods, then we can actually use the static methods without creating any objects directly. So if we are using this, any method is declared as static, you need not to create the object and directly call it. But if it is not given as static, if you are giving public or something, then you have to create an object and then use the methods written in that. Okay. Any doubts in modifiers and packages? there are no much examples because these are all something which are related to the previous chapters itself. So you have the examples of final, abstract, static, everything. So there is nothing much learned. Like this is a theory part. What do you say for access, mode and modifiers and non-access modifiers, and in your packages, how we will be importing the packages, what are the built-in packages, and how we are using the user-defined packages, how we actually bring import our user-defined packages. This is all theory part. Do you have any doubt or should I continue?
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the next part is Java encapsulation. So basically, what is encapsulation? The word itself is says if we are doing some uh, capsule where all the different type of features will be there, and we are making sure that that is protected with a cover, so that no the outsider cannot directly see it or cannot easily access it. So the main part of encapsulation is to make sure that the data or the particular data, whatever we are trying to have it saved or protected, that data, that sensitive data is hidden from the users. So when we are encapsulating such data, the users cannot have the access for this data easily. So to have this, I mean to have this encapsulated, we use uh, private as a keyword, and we declare the classes, variables, or attributes or methods, whatever we use that, whatever we are trying to work on them. We use this private keyword, and this private keyword will restrict the users to use the hidden data or the sensitive data, whatever we want to hide it. Okay, so simply the meaning of capsulation is to make sure that the sensitive data is hidden from the users. And to have this achieved, we declare the class, variables, or attributes are private, and we see in every variable we again have getters and setters. So we give getters and setters as public mode, but the variable which is there will be having a private mode. Okay, so this is the first point where we can actually declare the classes or variables as a private, which can hide the data, and giving the update the value of the variable as private, but giving public as the keyword for getters and setters. So what are these getters and setters? So in when we are writing the package, and if you want to have a word, if you want to have a variable, then we use this getter and setter. What is getter? Getter method returns the variable, whereas setter sets the value. So in my page, I have name, age, and date of birth. So for these three columns, I use getters and setters. How? So first of all, I use the name. I get the name, I get the column name as name, and then I will set the name. I will set the value in my name. And this set, whatever I'm writing in my front end, this will set the value to name, and it takes to the back end and save it in the database. So this is how this getters and setters works. So what would be the syntax is? So I can directly write the getter page or the setter page, whatever I want. The getter get dot name or set dot name. This is how we use this getters and setters. So the name itself says get. So we get the variable, and set is like setting the variable. Let me show you the syntaxes. So I will have public class person, or okay, person, where I will take up my name, class, animal, name, animal, and their age. Sorry, name and their age. So in this class, what I do is I will take up a variable. So that variable, what I am taking, I want to hide it. So I will write private for that particular variable where I'm taking the name values. It is a restricted value. So now what I do is I write public for my getting of the name. So public string get name. So in this method, what I do, I return my value, what is the name I have taken, name variable. And I will have my setter also where I take my name, set name as my method name. Method name would be set name. And to this set name, I will have to take a variable because I am setting the value, right? So I have to have an input from the front end, whatever I am giving. So this method will have my name. So input name or a new input name. Okay, input name. So input name would be my local variable where I am trying to get the value which is typed in the front end. So now after getting my name, I have to set it to this name. So what I will use, I will use the constructor this dot name, which is equal to input name. Okay. This is the usage of getter and setter. So getter will return the value, setter will set the value. Okay. So getter and setter are basically the methods which are used for the private things, and but we want to have the value set to this particular thing. So if I have a front end, if I'm having a front end page like a application page where you're entering, I mean you're applying for an exam, there you will enter a certain number of fields like your name, age, Aadhaar number, your date of birth, your passport number, whatever your, you will have certain details in your front end. You will try to enter each field, and that field need to be saved at the back end. So what does we do? We create a package where we write this getters and setters for each field in your front end page. So say name, I'm taking name. So for name, I will have both the methods as get name, set name. Both methods will be there for name. Now the next column will be date of birth. I'll have get dob and set dob. Both methods will be there for particular column. Like if I have 5 columns, I will have two methods for each column. That is 10 methods in my package. So in my person package, now in my person class, I have name, as well as I will have the same type written for dob, date of birth, so passport number, Aadhaar number, and whatever the value the next is. So I will have get name, set name, get dob, set dob, get passport number, set passport number. Like that, all the getters and setters will be written in one package, and that package will be imported in your class. So that package will be imported in the class and then you can use it directly. So now this is one page. This is one Java, and this is one package, and you will have another page saved, or this could be imported differently. So in my main method, what I will do, I will write public class main. So in my public class main, I will have the main method. Okay. So I have taken my public static void main method where I will try to get this used here. How will by calling my person this class? What should I do to call it in my main method? Can anyone tell me what should I create for this? I will create an object, guys, to I mean, to use my person class. What should I create in my main method? Yeah, we have to use object. So I will create an object for my person. Okay. So I use my object, and now if it is a direct thing, what I'll do, I directly take my object name and set it as my object dot name is equal to some name, whatever a name I want. But if you want to use that directly, then my output would not be as required, because this person, in this person, I have declared my name as private. So if I directly use my class, my obj dot name, and I want to set it to some value, so this won't work. This gives me an error because this name is actually defined as private. So which means I'm hiding it. I can't use it directly. So instead of that, I have to call my method set name because I'm setting a value here. So I call the method as set name, my obj dot set name as this value. This would be my input for that. Then this actually goes to this method. Then it have this name as a pointer, and then it stores the name which I am giving. And I can't directly print now my obj dot name. See, if I print here, so if I want to directly print this, my obj dot name, it will show me an error. I shouldn't directly get my obj dot name from this because it is declared as private. I cannot directly use that object here. So instead of that, I have to use get name method where it gives me the value of this input name, whatever I've printed it as high or something. Okay, we shall just see how this actually works in our compiler. So getters and setters are those used for private columns, where these columns need to be hidden from the other projects. I mean, from the other persons, and they have to actually present without having any disturbance here. Let me know if you're seeing the screen. You're able to see the screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let us try running this code once. Okay. So for my setter, I have this. For my getter, I have this. For my main, I have this. Okay. For my main program, 11. So, new set name. It doesn't say. Console.java, and this is 11th line. It is missing with a written statement. Why will I return in this? Dot get me. Okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
So, yeah. So it is saying the return statement. We are missing the return statement. So here I have given it as a string. But this string, we are not returning anything. We are just pointing out and we are setting the value. So the return value should be void. It should be null. Then only it won't return anything. There is no expectation to return something. We are giving the input, but there is no output here. But here we are returning name. That is why we are giving the string as an output. You got it right, guys? So this will give me the output. So system dot out dot whatever it is. So it is my object dot get name. That is it. See, now here what happening is, this is my getter setter file. This is my package where I'm writing my getter file and my setter file. Setter file cannot have any return statement, but getter file will have a return statement. That is why we have to declare with the return type. But setter will not have any return type, so we will have it as a void. And then getter will not have any input. We will not give any input to the getter because we are getting it. We are getting an output, but no input. But setter will have an input. That is why we need to declare with the input. And this setter, whatever we are giving as an input, that will set the value, and it will not expect any return. Okay. Any doubts in this program? Sirisha, did you understand about this getter and setter? Sirisha, are you there? Okay. So when we are coming to our getter and setter, this is the package where I am taking a name. So as I said you, in this person I can have n number of columns. I can even actually take another column as private string gender. So I'm taking a gender from my front end. So I will have the same set of values as gender for, I mean, for this next any other field. How many other fields are there in front end? You will get that many getters and setters. So I will take get gender, and I will as my, see, get gender will have output, that is will have the return value, which is a string again, because I have declared my get name as string. So I will have the output also as a string. So I will return the gender whatever is required. But in the setter I will have a set, I will have to set a value. So I will take an input, what the input whatever I am giving in the front end. So this gender will be taken from the input. I am setting it to the input. So this dot the gender whatever it is there, we will take the new value as which is given in the front end. And this setting of the value does not return any output, so the value will be void. So this is my package of person.java, and this would be my main class. In my main class, I will create an object of this person.java, and then I will set and get the values. So I will set my gender as male. Okay. So I'm getting a name, plus I will get my gender also. Okay. Guys, what we can do is we can actually take an input. If you want, you can actually take the input from the front end, but this would be not feasible here. So, if you are trying to have a HTML page, you are trying to create a HTML page, and in that HTML page, you have this application where you have the values of name and gender. So the first when you're typing it, you type all the values, name, gender, everything. And at the back end, what happens is those values, whatever you're typing, will be setting to this package. So this value, this name, gender, what, how many number of columns are there in the front end? That many getter setters will be there in this package, and in from this package you'll be setting each setters, and then you will be trying to get those setters and pull them to the database. So this is how these getters and setters are used. Getters and setters are used only for those variables which are declared as private, because for if you declare them as a private, you cannot directly call them with a name. So if I say, if I'm calling this as my obj dot name, it won't give me the value, it will show me the error. Okay, so if I say it, I'm calling my obj dot name, it is showing me the error that variable my obj is not a variable. Obj is of type person, is not a normal thing, because it is set to private. It is not giving us this access to directly call the name. So and for that reason, these setters and getters are used, and setters and getters are actually used to have this code variable maintained in a very conditioned way, and we can actually work on this n number of times. We can actually use this n number of times. Okay, any doubts, Tarun? Is that okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mohammad, you joined late, but maybe you can get this recording and understand the concept, Mohammad, because I'm about to end the class now. Okay. So, for today, this is all about it. We have learned about packages, Java packages, Java modifiers, and then we came about this encapsulation where we used this packages as a set of values, and then using this our modifiers as public and private, we have created a package. And from that package, how we are using this getters and setters. Getters and setters is basically used for encapsulation. So encapsulation is basically all about getters and setters. So this is how we have done our example today. Please go through it. Mm, let me ping you this program again. Okay. Mohammed, is that okay for you? You will you go ahead taking the recording of this class? Okay. So any more doubts? Santoshi, Tarun, Monica, Kalpana, Raju, Akila, Shivani, Madhavi.
No, ma'am.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Fine, guys. That is for today. So you can actually go with the recording of today and have a have a session of this, so that you will understand more about it. Okay.